And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. Today, we're taking a look at the U.S. Open. Round number 2 starts today, day number 3. And remember, if you can win here, you can win anywhere. And this video will feature the reigning and defending U.S. Open champion, the future of tennis, Coco Gauff. Now, listen, let's start things off with NCAA champion Peyton Stearns. She's taking on Dasha, who looked amazing last time out. She's a 12 seed defensive powerhouse. Her footwork is underrated. Her stamina is underrated. Her mental toughness is underrated. If she can just fix her serve, she might win a slam. 30 wins on the year, coming off of 3 straight back-to-back 30-plus win seasons. She took out Jacqueline Christian in the first round in straight sets. An amazing baseliner with a lot of power. Peyton Stearns took out Lesia Sharenko from the hard-hitting Ukraine, which is a very, very good win. This is a matchup here where Peyton Stearns has not done well against Dasha, but you never know when it all comes together. The way she played against Lesia Sharenko, if she plays that way, she can beat Dasha. Now, she's only 22-20 on the year after coming off of back-to-back 31 seasons, 45 wins last year. I do think the win over Sarah Cerivas Turmo in Cleveland, who was the reigning and defending champion, that's the type of matchup that prepares you for someone like Dasha, who gets balls back, who makes you play so disciplined and patient. And if you're not patient, you're going to slip up and make mistakes. I think in this matchup here, Peyton Stearns is going to hold service games. I'll take the first set over 8.5. When you have an underdog like that, I like a total like that. First set over 8.5. Svitolina taking on Angelina Kalinina. This is going to be a good matchup here. Battle of the Ukraine. Svitolina seeded 27th seed. She's never lost to Angelina, and I don't think she's going to lose to her today. I like Svitolina to win this matchup. Both ladies not having a great season, but overall, I don't think Angelina's healthy. I talked about that before this win over Ocean Dodin, which she struggled, and I told you she would win, though. She dropped 3 straight to Andreva Wozniacki and Magdalena Freck. All those players have not done well against Svitolina. Svitolina has a lot more power. She's a better defender. I like the win over Carly. Carly's athletic, and Svitolina had to come back down a set. Carly's very athletic. She moves well. She's good at the net. A lot of top spin, good clay player. And those are the type of matchups that get you in shape, where I felt Svitolina just wasn't really active. She did play Monterey, and I mean, she made the quarterfinal of Monterey, where she lost to Linda Noskova, which I knew that would happen, by the way. Linda just has her number. But this is a matchup where she's not going to have to worry about the athletic ability of Angelina. She can match her shot-making ability. So I like Svitolina to win this matchup outright. Vika taking on Burel. Here we go, guys. Now, I called this matchup in Australia, and I was surprised Burel because she was playing so well. She got freaking smoked big time. Now, the spread was 5.5, and then she lost pretty bad. So Burel, good win over Sloane Stevens. Sloane Stevens and Vika, they have a very comparable style. Very good shot making. And the matchmaker set it up to where Sloane would meet Vika again, right? 2 former U.S. Open champions, big stage. Now that Sloane's out, this match is probably not going to be on. It's probably going to be on, I don't know, I don't even think a stadium court, possibly. So they were setting up the blockbuster matchup that they could put on Louis Armstrong between Vika and Sloane. And I think that would have been a big match, but it's not going to happen that way. Buell has good variety, very fast, very athletic. Um, I've said this, and she's reinforced what I've said. She has to problem solve. She has to use her brains out there because she's undersized. She doesn't have the power. Vika essentially should have a field day in this matchup. Now, I felt when they played in Australia, Burel was playing better than leading into that match, which is why I thought she had the confidence. But essentially, Vika should have a field day, right? Because what does Vika do? Vika immediately down the tee, she'll hit the corners, deep in the corners. Buell's not going to be a threat behind there. Buell's going to have to return at least 2 shots to be able to set up her short balls and then kind of change the tide. It's tough because if Vika plays aggressive, it could be a landslide again. However, I like Burel to hold some service games in the first set, and I think at least on her service game, she'll be able to get right into her offense and put Vika on the defense. So we're going to take the first set over 8.5. That's the pick. And let's get to the reigning and defending champion, Corey Coco Gauff, taking on Tatjana Maria, the number 3 seed, the third ranked player in the world. She needs to win this tournament, guys, if she wants to get back into the number 2 spot. But she's going to need help from Sabalenka as well to be eliminated very soon. Listen, the world's ranked 99th. This is a matchup here. Coco played Maria en route to her first championship in Auckland. Not this year, last year, because she defended this year. She beat Maria pretty easily, 6-4, 6-1. Maria's the type of player, she's a veteran, she's patient, she's disciplined. Zachary said it best. She is very, very tricky. She will disguise the same shot, and if you're not patient, you will make mistakes. I think Coco's coaching staff, I mean, she knows the game plan. She's beat her before. I think Coco's coaching staff, the simple game plan for this matchup is defend. Just defend, defend, defend. Because if you defend against Maria, that's going to put pressure on her. Okay? And I think Coco's athletic ability, getting those shots mid court, she's going to have to be patient, but I think she's going to have to go to the forehand because you can't, it's very tough to get under a backhand. I say it all the time. The taller players struggle mid court with the backhand, but the better players at making those shots are the players like Elena Rybakina, which is why she's elite. So why she's so good. As a taller player, she's able to get under her backhand mid-court and still get power on it. That's a very difficult shot to make. I think Coco in these spots, she's going to have to go to her forehand because that's what Maria's going to be attacking. As long as Coco serves well like she did last time, 9 aces, continues her mental toughness and her mental focus that she displayed amazingly last match. I'll be honest with you, I watch every match Coco plays. The mental toughness under the pressure point situations last match, very, very impressed. Highly impressed. And I think she's going to do that same thing today. I like Coco Gauff to beat Tatjana Maria. I think she's going to just be too powerful on the first serve. I think her defense is going to be superb. Showing her mental toughness and patience that she displayed last match is going to get her through these key points where Maria's going to try to set her up and frustrate her. Maria is going to make Coco play tennis today. However, though, Maria's going to have to defend, and Maria's not a great defender. Her best defense is her offense, which is essentially defense because she makes her opponents play so slow and disciplined. I like Coco to win this matchup, guys. I think Coco's going to be just too strong, too fast, too athletic, too disciplined, and I think Maria's not going to be able to defend Coco's serve. Let's take a look. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, though, but let's take a look at a potential showdown with Svitolina or Angelina. Now, Coco against Angelina, let's say Svitolina somehow slips up and loses. I think she'll have a field day with Angelina because Angelina, I don't think is healthy. She likes the deep ball. It's going to play right into Coco's hands. I think she'll overpower Angelina with the backhand very easily. Svitolina would be a bit more of a challenge, but as we know, Coco last time beat her this year in the championship match. Svitolina would be a bit more of a challenge because she's a good shot maker and her power has improved since her relationship with Gail. I talked about ladies switching their last names, by the way. I don't think it's a good idea. If your brand is yourself, which tennis players are, there's no team, it's an individual sport. Keep your maiden name. And I think Svitolina did a good job by doing that because we all recognize her. A lot of players that have gotten married, Katarina Bandel, a lot of people don't even know. I felt her game has declined, but a lot of people don't even know that she's married, and they see Bandel, they don't know that's actually Katarina, but nonetheless, she's eliminated. I hope she gets it together. She hasn't looked good as well. I think this war situation has really, really hurt a lot of the Ukrainian players more than the Russian players because a lot of their games they've been suffering. But nonetheless, Svitolina, I think, would be a little bit more of a challenge for Coco because she has the power now. That's one thing that she lacked. I talked about that matchup in 2019 against Serena, her deepest run here in the semifinal. She would have won that match. She probably would have beat Bianca, but the reality here, she didn't have the power to compete with Serena. And for a couple years after that, she struggled with power, despite being a WTA, yearly finalist champion, despite winning several master championships, bronze medalist, taking out Elena Rybakina. Her power now is where it needs to be. And that's the type of matchup, though, she still plays into Coco's hands with the deep ball. Coco's backhand will change the tide in any rally with Svitolina. Then Svitolina does go to her short ball a lot. Coco runs up. This is hard. I talked about a few years ago where Coco was playing an opponent, Leola Janjan, and she hit a drop shot. Coco started to run. She fell down, got back up off of the court, returned the drop shot, won the point. Leola Janjan looked at the camera and said, "What the f? Are you kidding me?" That's how fast Coco is. So I think Svitolina plays right into her hands with the deep ball and the short ball. And I think Helena doesn't have the athletic ability. It's just going to be a backhand contest where she's just going to blast Helena off the court. So I do like Coco to get through the next two rounds, possibly setting up a showdown with Marta Kasiuk or Emma Navarro. Like the video, show some love. Will Coco defend her title? Comment below. I'll see you guys soon.